Welcome back to Trades and Trends. I'm your host Kyle. Today's date is Wednesday, August 28th, 2024. Nvidia earnings came out today, and just before market close, they were on a little bit of an explosive upswing. They were trending down negative for most of the day, most of the session. Now, once the earnings finally came out, it got pretty volatile pretty quick. It was bouncing both up and down, back up. And finally, investors got a pretty good grip on what direction they were going to take it, and that was pretty strongly downward. So Nvidia in the aftermarket session today, once it finally closed, it ended about negative 5.5, 6% down for the day. So what happened? Well, they beat on their earnings and their revenue. In fact, their revenue came in at about $1.3 billion higher than forecasted, and their earnings were just as well, and they reported something around 144% year-over-year improvement in their sales growth. Even their outlook, their forward guiding outlook was good. They expect more continued sales. For next quarter, I believe they were estimating somewhere around $32 billion in sales, so another $2 billion on top of what they just did this quarter. So they're expecting more strong growth. But what happened was the amount that they beat by has been just slightly decreasing. And so that, I think, is causing just a little bit of skepticism, a little bit of hesitation on adding to additional longs, in that their revenue growth, at least, is seemingly slowing down just a little bit. Now, of course, when Nvidia sold off, then that drug down the indexes, and along with the indexes have come down a number of other things. So opening session tomorrow might be a little bit rough, a little bit red across the board. But that's not to say that Nvidia is done for. Their numbers still definitely look fantastic. And as long as they're able to continue to produce good growth and good numbers like this in the future, it should all work out over time. It will just take a few months from here to probably actually make that move back on up to all-time highs. It seems like this is not going to be the week that happens, unfortunately. Now, I got a comment from a viewer on my last video from Tom C. He said, waiting for a downswing, indexes are too high, too much exuberance about AI when there isn't even a worthwhile product that's existing, and well-established machine learning or deep learning couldn't already handle. Besides, too many fake AI products out there, like useless automated support when contacting the service. And I have to say, I don't really disagree. The majority of Nvidia's income right now is coming from the data center sector, and that's all relatively new growth type revenue for them to begin with. They've only really started getting significant growth from this revenue in the last year, the last maybe 16 months or so. There is a lot more still to prove with AI, with its use cases and products and capabilities on what real value it will actually be able to provide to businesses and to end users. It will certainly take some time to evolve out of this probably very heavily commercially data center focused type use cases, as it seems to be currently, and evolve into more consumer based applications where they can really start collecting in revenue from much more from many more avenues. So thank you, Tom, for your comment. I would like to see Nvidia make a swing down to the low 100s if that is indeed the move that we are making currently. I missed the opportunity to buy when it was in the 90s. I'm not entirely sure if it will go back to the 90s. I think maybe 103, 105, kind of low 100s, low 110s might be as good as we will get. We will have to wait and see, though. I think if it got back into that mid to low 90s, even upper 80s category, and I happen to get my eye on it, I think I would have to pick up a couple of shares for sure. Now, currently I have positions in Dell and Dollar General, and I share those trades with y'all, or at least evidence of them, and I post my history of those trades in the link below. Both of those companies are reporting tomorrow, and both are being affected just a little bit by this movement from Nvidia, either directly, such as Dell, be it through the tech space and the AI space and some of the revenue that they've benefited from by being involved in that, and Dollar General just because the indexes are dragging down now a little bit because Nvidia is such a heavy company in the index as a whole. I would also like to see more use cases for AI. I think it's easy to overestimate at times what the capabilities of some of these new emerging technologies are when they're new and emerging. People don't understand, or especially myself sometimes, people don't understand their capabilities. They don't understand how long, some AI systems have been around for decades. It's not necessarily new technology, artificial intelligence in general, but what they're able to do with it now is certainly starting to push some real significant, meaningful boundaries. So it's taking some time for people to sleuth out whether or not this is real value that is going to change their lives for the better or not. That's all I have for today. I'm excited to see how the session starts tomorrow. Perhaps Nvidia will make back up some of this loss that they experienced after hours today, or possibly they continue on selling and head towards lower lows here in the near future. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you all soon.